Hi, my name is Caitlin, but I go by Katie, and I'm here to answer the question, what makes me unique? What makes me unique is my life. I'm not someone that has like any quirky traits or any great success in academics or athletics, but what I do have is my life story. And the fact that I am still sitting right here in front of this camera making this is all thanks to my unique story. So I'll make this as brief as possible without going into too much detail. When I was 5 years old, my mom and my dad got divorced. Very quickly after, my mother remarried, and the man that would become my stepdad for the next 12 years, along with his son, my stepbrother, who was 7 years older than me, were abusive to me in a number of ways. And I won't go into detail about what those ways were. Just know that I experienced a great deal of trauma in my childhood all the way up until graduating high school. Once I graduated high school, I had great plans for myself. A lot of that was because my father died from brain cancer when I was 14. One day he was perfectly fine, and within a month he was gone. And that was extremely hard on me. Out of my father's 6 kids, I was the one that he really thought was going to make it far in life. He thought for sure I would get into probably some Ivy League college on some type of academic scholarship, or somewhere like IU or Purdue on some type of athletic scholarship. And unfortunately, those things would never happen for me, because when I was 18, my life of addiction began. That all started from 2 knee surgeries that I received back to back when I was 16 years old from a sport injury playing tennis. At the time, this was in 2009. It was going around really that certain pain medications weren't addictive. It was starting to come out a little bit about which ones were. So a lot of doctors were pushing these medications, and they also weren't doing anything to help make sure people were safe when they were coming off of these medications. And I was unfortunately one of those victims. Fast forward to when I was 23 years old, I had my first daughter, and I did maintain sobriety during that time. Unfortunately, I did relapse due to the fact that I was once again prescribed pain medicine, as well as the fact that I was going through a domestic violence relationship with her father at the time. I didn't realize how much mental health went into drug addiction. So despite several attempts to try to maintain sobriety, I just couldn't get it right. For one, I was too ashamed to come forward and admit that I had a problem. And for two, I just didn't know what all it would entail to get sober, besides just eliminating the drug use. So I kept using, and when I was 25 years old, I got pregnant with my second daughter. I did my best to maintain sobriety during that pregnancy, but I honestly did struggle. And once she was born, I had the opportunity to go to an inpatient facility where mothers and mothers-to-be were the only people there, and they focused on dual diagnosis and dual treatment in mental health as well as substance abuse and addiction. And that place is what saved my life. I have had the opportunity to maintain my sobriety because of Volunteers of America in Indianapolis. I even got to meet our U.S. Surgeon General at the time, which was Dr. Jerome Adams. He is a great man, and having the opportunity to meet someone who has such a connection to a drug addict in his life, which I won't give those details, but he knows what it means, like beyond just someone choosing that life for themselves. He recognizes that it's a disease, and he wanted to help bring that awareness and to help people get sober, maintain sobriety. So I got to meet him, and I got to meet a lot of other great people in a lot of different fields and tell them all about the Fresh Start recovery program that I was in at VOA Indianapolis. I was able to complete my 3-month stay at the program. My daughters and we got to get our pictures taken for free, and one of our pictures still hangs up in the hallways at VOA today, which is just so awesome. And I was able to give speeches, help other mothers and mothers-to-be make their way into the Fresh Start recovery program. And while unfortunately that had to come to an end when the pandemic began, because a lot of their policies and stuff changed, I still maintained my own sobriety, as well as helping others find their way, and by spreading the message to others in sobriety as well, especially beginners in sobriety. That experience, it gave me the mental help that I needed to deal with all of the trauma that I endured in my childhood, as well as the trauma of losing my father, the trauma in my adulthood that was a reflection of my drug addiction, as well as the domestic abuse that I experienced in my adulthood. It also gave me the opportunity to refrain from all substances, mind-altering substances, and what has led me here today. In August of 2023, I decided, I think I want to go to college now. I thought I found something that I was passionate about. I found a college with the degree program that I was interested in, and I decided to get information. And it happened all very quickly. It was a spur of the moment type of thing with little time to plan, and thankfully I was still able to get in. And I am now at SNHU, Southern New Hampshire University, receiving my Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology with concentration in forensic psychology. My plan is to eventually get my Master of Science in psychology with concentration in forensic psychology. And if it's, if it's possible, I do want to one day get my doctorate. I really outshined my own goals that I had set for myself leading up to enrolling. I did pretty well academically in high school. I wouldn't say like I was the best, but I did well. Unfortunately, since I'm 30 years old, and since I had went through a life of drug addiction for nearly a decade, my mind was just like, if I can just get, C's, get a 2.0 GPA minimum, that way I can still graduate and, be able to stay in college, that was totally fine with me. However, I have done way better than I ever thought I would do. I haven't received any type of formal education since I've been in high school, which was 12, almost 13 years ago. So when I started doing well, I really shocked myself. That also encouraged me to start holding myself to a higher standard, though. And after completing my first semester in college, I currently have a 3.9 GPA, and my plan is to graduate with my degree with nothing less than 3.8. So I'm holding the bar really high for myself because here's the thing, I deserve to hold myself to a high standard. For so long, I believed that I had failed my father by not being everything that he thought I was going to be. I believed that I had failed my children because I just couldn't get out of, the grasp of addiction. And I just never thought I was going to amount to anything. I was getting older. The days were going by because time doesn't stop. And I was like, I've missed every opportunity to be somebody. But I don't have to stop fighting for myself. I can keep going. And that's what I'm doing now. And that's why I'm sitting here. That's why I enrolled in school. I believe in myself now. I have proven to myself that I am capable, I am worthy, and that I deserve this chance in life. And I'm not letting anything stop me. I'm not letting the PTSD that I have because of my trauma throughout my life stop me. I don't let my ADD stop me. I don't let anyone or anything stop me. Despite how hard my life was, I'm still thankful for it because it gave me a different outlook on life that I don't think I would have had otherwise. Addiction isn't just, it doesn't just pick certain types of people. It doesn't matter if you're African American, Hispanic, white, old, young, male, female, rich, poor, successful, unsuccessful. It will choose you if you allow it. And just like we are all equal in that aspect, we are all equal in the opportunities that we make for ourselves. And the way we make those opportunities is what makes all of us unique in our own right. I am probably not the most unique person there is that's going to submit a video for this scholarship, but that's okay. I don't need to be the most unique to feel like I have succeeded in life. I just have to know that my life is unique, my story is unique, and that my unique story of my unique life is what has gotten me to where I am today. now I know that here in a few years, I'll be able to say, I did it, Dad. I'll be able to look at my girls and know that I'm setting them up for a life that I always wanted, and setting them up to never have the life that I did. I want better for them. I want better for me. And most importantly, I want to make my dad proud. It's never too late. And I recognize that now more than ever. We all make mistakes, but what we do with those mistakes is what really makes us. Our mistakes don't have to define who we are, but they can certainly shape our character in a positive way or a negative one. We can make ourselves unique, or we can be just like everybody else. So hopefully this is a scholarship I receive. I didn't do a lot of digging prior to starting my academics, just because it was all very rushed and last minute. However, if I don't receive the scholarship, that's totally okay. I have no doubt that whoever does receive it has absolutely earned it and deserved it. I am just thankful for the opportunity. Thank you very much.